Hey guys, it's Cindy over paper.old.new. Thanks for stopping by and spending some time with me today. I am working on Roxy's Weekly Challenge. This is week 42. We are doing something with the paper sacks. If you remember some weeks back I actually got my stack out just in case. I mean, I'm always overly ambitious about these things, but I figured, what the heck, I'll get it out. And if we get that far, then great. If we don't, then oh well. But just a quick refresher course in making these. So you're going to fold your paper in sort of thirds with an overlap in the middle where you can glue the sack together. I just want to make one sack, and then the rest of the time we're going to be doing the sack decorating. If you want to do a refresher on how to actually make the sacks themselves, I can link the video for that in the description box so you can go back and practice with it and see it done multiple times and all that sort of thing. Okay, and then we're going to go... But it's an interesting take on creating something that you can clip in your journal, hang off your journal, anything like that. So we're going to make, sorry, I wasn't explaining any of that. So you're folding up, this is going to be the bottom of my sack. So I folded up the bottom, all right, after I've decided on my size. And then for this one, I'm folding it down once, and then I take it and I fold the edge of my paper down past the first fold that I made. Not real far past it, but just past it, so that I get this little double fold up here. That's going to allow us to have, how paper sacks have the back is higher than the front? That's going to allow us to have that uneven front and back on our paper sack. Now we unfold it again, and we're going to use our fold marks to do some cutting. As soon as let me see here. I think we'll use these. So you're going to cut right here. This is at the top where you did the double fold, and you're going to cut at the side folds down to the second or bottom fold line. Okay, so you cut all the way down to there. You need to separate what's going to be the back of the bag from the front of the bag. Okay, like that. And then we are going to cut at the bottom. Oh, wait, let me see if I can remember. That's the back, so it needs... Oh, I'm trying to remember how I did this. Okay, and then the middle, the top fold, you'll cut off I hope I'm not doing this backwards. I'm pretty sure I'm not, but, there's always that chance. Okay, so you cut that middle fold out, I think. And then at the bottom, you're going to cut, I always cut this at a slight angle, but you're going to cut into the joint where this corner kind of comes together, and then you're going to snip this off also at an angle. Just a slight one, not a big one. Okay, and then snip it off slightly angled into that corner, and then this also. And the only reason I slightly angle this piece is so that when I fold them together, this doesn't have any interference from this. It folds nicely, right? Okay, now on this, we're going to do some gluing. This is just a refresher in making the sack. In this, we're going to fold this flap down. Like I said, I hope I'm remembering this right. We'll find out when I go to glue it together. We're going to fold this flap down. I know the inside of my sacks are covered in coffee cups, or the inside of this sack anyway. And then we're going to glue this one down, but at the top fold. Right? So this will glue down up there like that, so that the sides are higher than the middle. Can you tell that my sides are higher than my middle? You can see that it steps up there. So again, we're going to fold. You've got the two folds. You're going to fold at the top fold. So we're only gluing this top flap. Okay. And there we go. Okay. Now we'll bring our two sides together, and you decide how you want them to overlap. Do you want this overlap that overlap that? Sometimes one overlap is more centered than the other, is the only reason I check them both. Okay, and then this is going to go right up here, and then I put a line right up the edge, the outside edge of this one. And that should hold it down. Okay. And hopefully we didn't get any in the bag. Seeing how much squeezed out, it wouldn't surprise me. Okay, let me get my... All right. And then we fold up the bottom. Now, on the other ones, I have my mini pinking shears here. On the other ones, if you wanted it to look like a paper sack, you could take a little bit of this bottom off. You know how they have the rough edge? I don't know how straight that is, but I think it's close. And then I just go along here and glue that up. And you can't really see it, but if you're looking at it close, you notice it. It's kind of like an actual paper sack. And then this, you could also trim along here with a pair of shears and make that edge, you know, that pattern, pinked. Whatever. Not really sure. But I have found that depending on how high you make this, waiting till the glue dries is helpful. However, what I do usually do is snip an angle here. So snip a little angle there and snip a little angle there. And then to me, that looks more like a little paper sack with the seam up the back and the folded bottom. All right, now let's put these back in their little holder. And I got this. Now we're going to go on to decorating them the way Rachel did. And basically what we're going to do is, she was using offcuts. I didn't like any of my offcuts with this particular paper on this bag. So I dug into my scrapbook paper and cheated. It's not cheating, it's paper crafting. Right? Okay, so I'm gonna cut off the branding strip. Okay. And then I really like the clocks. So I'm going to see how wide my bag is. My bag is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and a little over 5. Oh, my paper did a little separating thing there. Oh, well. Okay, so it's a little over 5. And how tall is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 inches tall. Okay. So I'm going to make mine a little less than 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't have any dots there. I told you guys about my acetone fiasco, right? I mean, I could just move up, but 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I'm going to do 4 3/4. I need my long ruler. 1, 2, 3, 4 3/4, like this. So how is everything going? I think when you see this, I'm not really sure when I'm going to post it, but I think it's going to be after Thanksgiving. So here stateside, how was everybody's Thanksgiving? And I've been asking about holidays in other places, so you guys have got to, let me know. All right, so the idea is to fold this over and attach it. Now, she just did a little fold over, but I suppose if you really wanted to, you could fold that onto the back and make it an uptuck or a little side pocket on the back of your thing. We are going to cut this about a 1/2 inch wide, just so that we have a little, a good lip to go over the back to hold it on the bag. And it's going to be a flip up, right? So the idea would be that you could just clip this in, or Rachel mentioned hanging it over a page, which I thought was a really good idea. So we get that and we glue this on here like that, and then it flips up. Okay, and that's not the end of the fun, so don't go anywhere. So let me glue this on. And what I'll do is I've got a few set aside over here where I've already picked out the bags and the paper. So we'll go ahead and put those together, and then we'll see if we can get into my nemesis, decorating. Okay, so this will go right like that, right up against the fold. Hopefully pretty much centered. And just smoosh that down. It moved. I don't like it when it moves. It's not listening. I told it to do something and it's not listening. Okay. See, it's still moved. I'm assuming it's pushing up when I fold it. All right, so anyway, then the idea was that you could then put a pocket on here. Now, a pocket on here. I don't know. Let's get these all put together, and then I'll worry about pockets and the such. Okay. Wow, I've got a lot going on here. What did I do? I don't know what I did. It's a lot. Let's do this one. It's simple. Okay, so we're just going to trim this. How wide is this bag? This one is 1, 2, 3, 4.5. So let's make this 1, 2, 3, 4.25. Okay. And then that sits on there like that. Ooh. I have to remember, it probably needs to be, because of the way I'm cutting my angles, it probably needs to be a little more than a 1/4 inch difference. Not quite a 1/2 inch difference, but a little more than a 1/4 inch difference. So we're going to take a little more off of here because it's overhanging at the top of the bag where I cut it in at an angle. It's overhanging those corners, and I don't want it to do that. So we're going to take a little more off. And we're going to put this on here like this. Yeah, that's better. Okay, so let's glue this one down. Okay. Make sure everything's where it's supposed to be. And that's another one. So then we have the flip up here. Okay. We're going to let those dry for a minute so that when I go to mess with them further, they're not coming apart. Okay. And then I had this one, which I thought this floral would go really well with the stripe. So let's measure this bag and see how much of this I need. So we're going to go, this is a wider one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and almost 3/4. It's like 5 5/8, kind of. So that might be just enough to do 5 1/4. So let's take a 5 1/4 inch. I don't want the perforated side. Let's take a 5 1/4 inch piece. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Excuse me. Sorry. 2, 3, 4, 5. I gotta keep track, guys. Oh. There's stuff in my way. I just need a dot to line up with. Up there. Okay. All right, so we got that cut off. All right, and then this one. All right, so maybe I will do this one as an up tuck on the back of the bag. Now, normally it would glue across here, so we are still going to do that. And then it's still a little over my corners. Oh, I got to take a little bit more off. That'll bug me. I don't know. It's something so silly, but it'll still bug me. So I'm just going to trim it. And what I think I'll do is we'll glue the 3 sides, right? Oh, wait, I want to punch it. I don't want it to move. I got it right where I want it, so I don't want it to move. So I'm going to punch it there. And I'm going to clip the corners. And we're going to put this down as an up tuck. And since the other side doesn't get glued at all, I am going to glue across the bottom. Normally a folded over piece you wouldn't have to, but I do want to make sure it stays. So we're going to pull that right down there like that, and this is going to be a little up tuck on this page. Like that. And then I can stick something up in the pocket. And then over here, it still flips up, right? Hopefully. Got a lot of glue seeping out. I just hope it holds. All right, so that's that one. Now the ocean one, we're going to have to decide on some things because I got this paper and I've got all these little extras to make things, and I'm not really sure what my thought was here. I clipped all this stuff on here though, so my thought was to use it. But there's too much. I can't use all this. Okay. So what I'm wondering is, This one's going to be a little different. We're going to expand on it a tad. I can't decide if I want to make that a pocket. Maybe I will. Okay, let's clip the top. Maybe we'll clip all the way around. No, I don't want to clip all the way around. And then we'll notch here. And then we'll glue this down as a pocket on the front of the bag. I think my idea was I really wanted to use this seashell paper. The wood is kind of, I don't know, because of the blue maybe. I mean, it's just weathered wood, but because of the blue, I associate it kind of beachy. So I kind of wanted to put the seashells with it. The problem is I feel like it's too dark. I like contrast, but for some reason this was too much for me. Okay, we're going to put this down on here. I feel like it's slightly too wide for the bag. Or cut slightly crooked. It's not. Okay, it's slightly crooked. So we'll make it straight on the sides and then I'll fix the bottom. All right. Okay, so there's the front of the bag, right? So it's a pocket in the bag and then a pocket on the front. I like that. Okay. Okay, sorry about that. So we are measuring this bag. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one's 5.5. So we're going to make this 5 inches wide, just to be safe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, one of the examples that Rachel did that I don't know that I'm going to be able to do unless I pull out another bag and do one, because I forgot on both of these. She used a full-size piece of scrapbook paper and she folded up the bottom to make a pocket inside her flap. None of mine are long enough except for that first one I did, and I already cut it off. So we can't do that. So this is going to go on here, and I've left plenty of room for the angles, and we are going to fold this. Oh, you know what we could do? Well, no. All right, so we're going to do our fold like this, and I'm going to have to cut off the bottom because that's not enough for a... Did we see how tall this was? I'm all over the place, guys. Take one little break and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.25. Like that, right? Yeah, that's good. And then, of course, these would be, you know, decorated, used for whatever you wanted to. Something I just thought of was underneath this strip, if you wanted to make it look like a little pad back here, you could put a piece of paper up under there that flips up and down. You know, it's just glued up under this strip, and make a little flippy piece that would be a writing spot. like a journaling spot on the back of the bag. Okay, it's off to one side. Oh well. Okay, so then the idea is from there, other than this one, I think all of my stuff is double-sided. So let me do... I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a pocket on the front of this one. And I think that maybe we'll use something like this. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to put this on here. Yeah, I think that'll be a cute pocket. I'm trying to decide if that's thick enough on its own or if I should reinforce it. I think it'll be okay. It's not copy paper weight. I think it'll be all right. Okay, so let me clip it. And we're going to notch it. And we're going to ink it. So, like I said, I think the best, I mean, I haven't done the clipping in thing a lot. Not to say that I wouldn't clip something into a journal. I think that's a cool idea. I like the idea of hanging it over a page, though. I think that's kind of a cool idea. And then, of course, I mean, if you hang it over a page, there's nothing to say you couldn't put a decorative paper clip on there to hold it in place. And then, you know, you could even have some stuff clipped up there under it or, you know, whatever. Some pieces of ephemera or piece of journaling paper, something like that. So this is a little all over the place design-wise, but I kind of like it. It's cute. Okay, so that's this pocket for this one. And then on the back, she did hers with really decorative paper, so there wasn't really any need to decorate the back. But my back is kind of not decorated. And I'm wondering if I could put this on here like that. So that it's kind of like a decorative paper. Just kind of decorate it. It's kind of all over the place, isn't it? All right, I'm going to think about it. I'm not saying no. I'm not necessarily saying yes either. It's a lot of layering on the back of this bag. But it does kind of look like a piece of, like if you took a bunch of digital things and layered them together, makes it look like a digital. I might glue all that together like a collage and make that the back of that bag. As weird as that is. Okay, now on these other ones, we need to decide. And I could just take this and put it in here like this as a side tuck. And actually I'm going to take almost a ½ inch off because it was kind of wide for the piece. Okay. was this? 7.5. Let's just cut it at 7.5 and be done with it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.5. Oh, I'm filming this. My daughter's doing schoolwork, so I might have to take another break and go up and see where she's at. Hold on just a sec, guys. Okay, sorry about that. I have to give out assignments. Okay, so I'm going to glue this one on here as a tuck. And of course, like you've seen, you can always put stuff on the bag itself. Like I did a pocket on that one bag. There's nothing to say that you can't, you know, put stuff on the bags themselves. And it's a neat idea for something else to do with a bag. And Rachel was commenting on the fact that she likes the DIY bags because she said you can do this obviously with, you know, pre-made paper bags, pre-made glassine bags, whatever you've got. You can add scrapbook paper and put this little flap on them, and you know. But she really likes the ones made out. She makes hers out of digitals, and they're very interesting. You fold them, and you get all kinds of different patterns and stuff on the panels of the bag, and they turn out really interesting. Okay, I think that repositioned my tuck, so I might have to trim it, not with those scissors. It's catching. I don't want to cut the card. I just want to cut the piece it was trying to catch. Okay, so then that one has like that. All right. What do I do with my... Oh, guys, I'm losing stuff. Oh yeah, that's right. I buried it under scraps I might decorate it with. Okay, now this one. What do I want to do with this one? Let me see how big... I have... Actually, let's do this one first. Because I have this, and I'm thinking about making this one... Oh, gotta go that way. It fits if I go that way. As if I had folded it up. Okay, and I do not think I am going to notch it, but I will round it. Okay, and this makes our pocket for this one. My dog, somebody's messing with her. I know nobody's home because of what time it is. It's not time for anybody to get home. So... I think my daughter's stalling. She's playing with the dog instead of doing her schoolwork. Okay, so that's that pocket on there. And then if you wanted, because I have a ton more of this, you could take this and make a pocket across here if you wanted to on the front. And on this one, I haven't done a pocket on the front, but I don't want to do a pocket on the front on this one. I wonder if I could just do some of this on here. How wide is this? One, 2, 3, 4, slightly over 4. I don't know. Where is... Not that. I thought I had more of this. Oh, maybe we'll just do that. There's just another little pocket on the front, though. I don't want to put one on the front, do I? I guess it would be okay. Maybe I will put one on the front. I do kind of like that. Okay, so it's a little over 4. I'm just going to cut it to 4 and so it can fit inside the page, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. Worry about it later or whatever. Okay, so that's that. We're going to put this one here. This one I'm going to ink because of how close in color it is to what it's being glued to. Okay. I might have to go again if I, like a quick step away. This video might have a lot of interruptions in it. I apologize, but if my daughter's doing schoolwork and she needs me, I have to go tend to that. All right, so this pocket will go right about there. Yeah, that's good. I like that. Okay. So those are our 3 definites. This one I'm still futzing with the idea of putting extra stuff on the back of here. Well, you know what? Let's just go for it. This will be our first of our decorating. So I'm going to collage the back of this one. Let's see how far over I need to go. Here's very heavy footsteps. That's my husband. He walks very heavy. He's home and my dog is like beside herself because he's her favorite human. So when he comes home, she's full of energy and won't let him out of her sight. And if he does leave the house, she barks and complains a lot. It's like how dare you leave me again? So when he's home, it's very interesting. It's funny because she gets picky about like who takes her out and who, all the normal things that dogs need people to do for them, like open doors. Yeah, if it's not my husband, she doesn't come get anybody else. So it's like, even if she has to wake him up. I don't want to cut the bottom of my bag open. I should probably be cutting it from the other side. Okay. So we've decorated up this bag some, and I feel like the front needs some. And when I say front, I mean this pocket. I feel like it needs a little... Actually, I don't have my... Okay, let's check out some of this. See, I could stick a cluster on there. Oh, I actually kind of like that. Because this would hang over a page, right? So... These are rub ones. I was thinking maybe I could put something down here in the corner. I'm always worried about the rub ones because I'm worried I'll... Where's that? Nothing. That is nothing. What all do I have dumped in here? Oh, there's the rest of my clusters. Of those. Here's all my cluster thingies. These actually turned out really nice. See, she's from that book, but I took the time to cut the border around her. That one's really big. Okay, I think we're going to put this on here. And I think I am going to take this Nautilus, which means I got to cut it out, because otherwise I'll mess up the whole page. And maybe this jellyfish or the seahorse? Maybe the seahorse. I do have to remember the way I just laid him on there is not the way he's going to be facing. I think he faces that way. Yeah, he's going to face this way. Okay. So... I need to separate him from his backing. Put him right there. And then rub him on. Yeah, these are rubbles. I'll find that in a minute. I'm always looking for a place to use these. Now, it doesn't show up, it's not going to show up like huge, but it'll give a little bit of something extra around the cluster. I'm always worried I'm not going to do it enough, and it's going to... Got it all. Okay, and then we're going to do this one. He's going to go down in the corner. Like this, I think, so that the opening of the shell shows. Okay, and then we'll peel that off and hope I got it. I love it's trying to come up right there. I think let's see. I'm just smushing it with the flat side rather than the edge, and I'm hoping that'll make it stick enough. Okay, I'll put this back in the box. Oh, it's sitting on the lid. I'll put that away in a minute. I'm not going to mess with that right now. And then we'll glue this down. Okay. And then after this, I think I will let you go. I didn't get as much decorating done, but off the top of my head, I don't have any, like, ooh, I know what I want to do on this one. So I could be here another hour trying to figure out what to put on these. I mean, I like what I do when I'm finished with it, but sometimes getting to that point, guys, takes me a minute or two. Oh yeah, I like the way that looks with them peeking out like that. Well, like coming out from underneath. So there we go. And that, like, I didn't even have to do anything else. It embellishes the whole thing just with a cluster. And it's got the rubber ones. So I like that. And then the back is kind of collagey. That's a crazy pocket. So that one's all done. And then we had a pocket on the front of this one, and I have all that space. You could actually write on there. So I don't know how much embellishing I will do to these other than like maybe something little, something not huge, so that you can still see the pocket or see the, oh, for Pete's sakes. So you can still write on here. I don't want to cover it all up. I have these seals. I'm just grabbing what's in front of me. Okay, and then we have this one with an up tuck, right? And again, depending on the pen you use, that bag, you can write on that bag, right? This bag you can definitely write on. Okay, and then we have this one, which has a side tuck. And you might have a little more trouble writing on that bag, but I can probably add some writing space. And then we put an up tuck on the back. And I might do some flower embellishing down here on one of the corners to kind of tie that in. And then that one will be done. And I might put something on the front of here. I really like the way these turn out. I'm excited to use these in a book. And I hope you guys like this. I will link Rachel's video, and I will link the video where we made the bags, so that if you want to make some of your own bags and that little thing I did at the front wasn't enough, you can, go over to that video and do some practicing and then come back and decorate them. And I will talk to you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.